LG Bobian, we can. So it's gonna be recorded. Go ahead, LG Bobian. The show is yours now.
Good morning, everyone. I, Lieutenant Governor Bobian, call this training conference to order at 10:08 a.m. Moving along with the program, we will now have the national anthem played by our district bulletin editor, Amelia Campbell. All right, and we will now have our invocations done by bulletin editor Chanel Francis. Chanel, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for not being able to turn on my camera. Let us pray. Most righteous and heavenly Father, as we come before you, mighty God, we are gathered here virtually for this training due to the COVID-19 pandemic virtual. We thank you, however, God, that we are still able to meet, and we thank you for being with us throughout the years, giving us the ability to remain active, mighty God, in this COVID-19 pandemic. I pray that today will be a success. I pray for internet stability. I pray that all objectives that is set out for today will be achieved. I pray that we take something from today that we will uphold throughout our life. Bless us, Lord. Bless us continually. In your son's name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, thank you. Now we will be moving on to the Key Club Pledge, which will be played by our bulletin editor, Amelia, our district bulletin editor.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge on my honor
To uphold
the objectives
Key Club International.
to build my home
School.
And community.
to serve my nation
And God.
and to combat all forces which tend to undermine these institutions.
Thank you. Now we'll be moving on to the aims and objectives, which will be read by President Abigail from the St. Andrew High School. Key Club.
Good morning, everyone. Objectives of Key Club International. Key Club aims to cooperate with school principals and teachers to provide high school students with invaluable experience in living and working together and to prepare them for useful citizenship. Our members develop initiative and leadership skills by serving their schools and communities. In doing so, we hope to promote and accept the following ideas: to give primacy to the human and spiritual rather than to the material values of life, to encourage the daily living of the golden rule in all human relationships, to promote the adoption and application of higher standards in scholarship, sportsmanship, and social contacts, to develop by precept and example a more intelligent, aggressive, and serviceable citizenship, to provide a practical means to form enduring friendships, to render unselfish service, and to build better communities, to cooperate in creating and maintaining that sound public opinion and high idealism which makes possible the increase of righteousness, justice, patriotism, and goodwill.
Thank you so much, Abigail. And moving on with the order of the program, we will now have a welcome done by our very own Lieutenant Governor Jay Londell.
Thank you, LG Babian. Okay, so good morning, everyone. I would just like to welcome you all to our Key Club Officer Fall Training. This is actually, I think, the biggest training we've had ever because this is divisions 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So naturally, I like to thank you all.
Jalon, remember our visitors from the Caribbean Atlantic as well. So this isn't big, this is humongous.
Yes, sir, I was about to get to them. So yes, we have a very, very huge training today, and I'd like to welcome you all. It is a Saturday morning, of course, and Saturday is the start of the weekend and is the day that everyone uses to deal with their business and leave the house to do whatever errands. And for some, it's even their Sabbath. So I'd like to thank you all for spending the next hour or so, I would say, with us this morning. And I hope this training serves as very informative to everyone. So once again, welcome to our Key Clubbers, our Circle Cares, our Kiwanians, and don't worry, we have something this morning for everybody to participate in. So just sit back, relax, and get ready for the meeting. Back to you, LG Bobby.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you so much for that welcome. And I mean, I'm not on the program, but I will be bringing my welcome as well. Good morning, everyone. It is a bright and wonderful morning, and I am very chirpy. I hope everyone is as well. Most of us aren't used to waking up this early, but thank you, as Jalen said, for being here. Welcome to all our special guests from different parts of the Caribbean. I'm so happy for you today. I am your MC, as you can tell, Lieutenant Governor Babian Pinnock. Yeah, so let's get on with the program. I hope you guys learned something from the program today. As you said, we do have stuff planned for everyone to participate in. So I hope you guys are excited for that. So let's move on. So on the program, we will be getting greetings from the Circle K District Governor, Kyle, but I am not seeing Kyle in the Zoom. So I would just ask our district administrator, Mr. Humbert, to bring his greetings instead of Kyle at this moment. So Mr. Humbert, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another training of Key Club Jamaica District. And we're glad this morning to have visitors from the Caribbean Atlantic District as well. And I think I'm seeing a few Canadians as well in the house. So this is the largest training that we have ever conducted. We're at a juncture in our Key Club year when we look at what we have learned, when we look at what we can build on, The issues that we have to deal with this year have not been easy. The major fact that we have to look at building clubs in the midst of a pandemic. For most of us, we might be back in school now, face meetings online. For some clubs, we have not heard from you and we want to hear from you because you're the ones who actually make us one of the best. We ask that you try to keep in communication with your lieutenant governors. If you need to get in touch with the governor or myself, we're here for you. This time of the year also, I have to play the bad cop right now. We're in the midst of dues collection. The sad case for us in Jamaica is that we have a devaluing dollar. If the dollar devalues any further, as we've been in discussion with members of the district board, both the adults and the students, we might have to say to key clubs, hey, we're gonna have to raise dues. We really don't want to raise dues as it is now, but the fact is, if the dollar goes up, we won't have a choice. That is why we have been pressuring clubs, not just pressing, but pressuring clubs to pay their dues and to pay their dues on time. A lot of clubs have not paid dues yet. So we have that issue to deal with them of not paying dues, but we will get to that when we get to that. I'm asking that we use this training to build our clubs. There are a lot of ideas that will come out of this training. The district board this year created a Google Classroom. Yes, I know you're gonna say that you use Google Classroom every day, but the Google Classroom, everyone, we do not want to use school emails because it doesn't allow us the platform of getting you onto the Google platform that we have for the district. We're building a platform that you can actually come, pull down information that you can use on your clubs, not just our YouTube videos, but training manuals. Each lieutenant governor created a training manual for that. And that's what we're working towards. We want to see that you, the members, have enough information to add to your own school's Google Classroom, or as they use in some schools, the Moodle platform. So we have added quite a few. LG Jalon sent me a list. I'll try to add them whilst you're in the breakout rooms. I'll add the other divisions as well. The whole idea, key club members and the faculty advisors or Kiwanis, is to get you to learn about the organization. We're also going to look at how we can get members as well to do projects. A major complaint recently is doing projects online versus face-to-face. Kiwanis created a policy where there's an exit clause for doing face-to-face projects. We're trying our best to make sure that our clubs are protected in COVID, not doing face-to-face projects. Major, whether or not we like it or not, COVID still exists. But come on over, come on in, come be a part of the training today. Hope you learned something. Over to you, LG Bobian.
Thank you so much, Mr. Humber. And we'll be moving right along on our program. We will now be getting greetings from our very own Key Club Governor, Arnav Chatani. Well, Jamaica District Governor.
All right, thank you, Bobian. Good morning again, everyone. I'd just like to welcome you all again, all of our K family members, distinguished guests from the Caribbean, Atlantic, and as far as Canada, and of course, our very own Key Club Jamaica District. Thank you all for joining us here. It might be early for some of you, but I hope you all are ready to learn something and take something away from this training. You know, we have programs for virtually every person in this meeting. So I hope you all are excited. And just to touch on, just to add on to what Mr. Humber said, you know, of course, with the COVID-19 pandemic, dues collection has become very difficult. So I really just implore you all to try to get out your dues payments as quickly as possible, as Mr. Humba said, because of the dollar slipping. And of course, if you're having any problems with dues collection, or you need project ideas, or you need any help at all, feel free to reach out to anybody on the district board. You know, that's what we're here for. We're ready to help you. Even outside of the training, you know, always hit us up, ask us any questions you have, and we'll be sure to give you a reply. So yeah, just once again, welcome to the meeting, and I hope you all take away something today.
Thank you, Arnav. Thank you so much. Thank you. So moving on, we will now have Why Key Club or Why Key Club video played by our district bulletin editor, Amelia.
Key Club is a fun space. Key Club is a sociable environment.
To me, Key Club is extraordinary.
It's a family, a big family, a very, very big family.
To me, Key Club is friendship.
Club is a family where we meet new people and make lifelong friendships.
I was a part of something bigger than myself.
It's really a positive space, especially in this pandemic.
Key Club is one of the biggest highlights of my high school experience and one of the most impactful opportunities I've had in my entire life.
It gives you the chance to say I was a part of a movement.
Because it was the club at my school. They had all the vibes and it looked so fun.
You know, Key Club is all about the projects, it's all about the fundraisers.
It's safe to say I caught the Key Club bug.
Just remember, guys, that it's also the back to school season, so you know that Key Club is all about the back to school drives and projects. So just get yourselves ready with all your weekly meetings, bi-weekly meetings, whatever it may be, and let's get ready for a new year.
Because as I said before, to me, Key Club is extraordinary. Key Club is everything to me.
Thank you so much, Amelia. I really like watching that video. Sometimes I just go back to YouTube to just watch that video. I think it's very, very nice. So now we're going to move on to an exciting part of our program. We're moving on to the introduction of our guest speaker, and this will be done by Secretary Kashawn McGrath from, and I'm not sure if it's, I think it's Cornwall College Key Club. And if I pronounced your name wrong, please forgive me.
LG Bobian. LG Bobian.
Yes, sir.
I would interject in the program to ask the administrator things and the governor as well from Barbados. So before it's online, Rudy Gill is the administrator from Barbados. If you could ask Administrator Rudy Gill to bring greetings and the governor, Dana Ford, to bring.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. You know, I'm not sure if it's my internet, but you're breaking up a bit. It's probably mine though. So, thank you so much. Let's see. Miss Rudy Gill, if you could just bring some greetings to our training conference today, I would appreciate it so very much. Hi. Hi.
Good morning to you, the Lieutenant Bobian, Mr. Administrator Christopher, all the other key clubbers, guests. It is truly a privilege and honor to be here at this training program this morning. I'm excited to bring videos on behalf of the Caribbean Atlantic. I'm not sure how many members are joining us this morning, but I am very impressed with the numbers I'm seeing, and I'm truly happy that we have organized such a training and we are invited. So I will try to sit back and enjoy and be a part wherever I could, although my time is limited because I have today's a pack there. My home club there, they're having a project this morning, so I decided to spend some time with y'all first before I go. but I would let you know when I'm exiting. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us. We appreciate it wholeheartedly, and we are so happy to have you. And sorry, Mr. Humble, if you could just remind me of the name of the other person. So I could ask them.
She's not online yet. Dana Ford. Dana
Okay.
Ford is the governor. She's not online yet.
All right, sir, that's no problem. We're hoping that we can see her a little bit later down in the program. All right, so back to the program. Keshawn McGrath, are you in the meeting? If so, we will ask you to do the introduction of our wonderful guest speaker now. Oh my, I'm searching down the list and it seems that Keshawn is not here. Seems like Keshawn is not here. So Jalen.
All right, give me a second, Bobian.
Well, that's no problem. I mean, we do have a little time. Not much, but a little time.
All of them.
Okay, so
Mute your microphones, please. You're live on YouTube. Whatever you say, it's going to be recorded in perpetuity.
Thank you very much, guys. Please be mindful of your microphones. This is a recorded meeting, and this is, I think, being broadcasted on YouTube. So please be very, very careful. Please be mindful of your mic. Thank you. And just give us a little moment, just a little difficulty, just a little small technical difficulty as we wait on Jalen to give us our nice little introduction of our guest speaker. Nothing too serious.
okay, so I think I'm ready.
All right, take it away, Jalen. See, we never have to wait long.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I just reached him. My bad.
Okay,
Right, you hear
Keshawn.
me, right?
Take it away.
Okay. All right. So good morning, everybody. All right. Hailing from the metropolis of Kingston, our guest speaker is a former key clubber of the Breakout Room High School for Girls, where she served as director, vice president, and lieutenant governor for Division 6. After leaving high school, she pursued further education, where she achieved a master's degree in marketing, a bachelor's degree in marketing and management, and a postgraduate diploma in education. Our guest speaker's love for service did not end at high school. She was a member of the Wausau Kiwanis Club, as well as the Lacroix Kiwanis Club, both in Wisconsin, where she was the only member of color before joining the Kiwanis Club of Providence, Montego Bay, where she served in various positions. She was elected president for the 2012-2013 administrative year, and her club was also made distinguished that year. For the past 25 years, she has served as an educator at the prestigious Cornell College, where she is the head of department for the Information Technology and Business Department. In that same span of time, she has been the faculty advisor for the Cornell College Tea Club. She is also the staff advisor for the Cornell College Credit Unit and the Cedric Murray Book Club. Tea Clubbers and guests, it is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Ms. Nicolene Rowe.
Thank you. Secretary Kishon, are you hearing me?
We are hearing you, miss.
Okay. Go ahead with the video. We're not getting the sound. Thank you. Good morning, Governor Arnoff, DA Christopher, LG Bobian, Kiwani, and Ski Clubbers guests. It is indeed a pleasure to be your guest speaker for this morning's presentation. Is it possible for me to get sharing privilege, or will DA be sharing my PowerPoint for me? DA, can I get sharing privileges, please?
You should be able to share.
Okay. Let me go back in. Just 1 minute. I am not seeing the sharing privileges. Okay. Nope. I cannot share.
I notice nothing. And then when me
Okay, so you do have sharing privileges now. There you go. You'll be able to share now.
All right, are you all seeing my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. So the first question I'm going to ask is, why serve? Why do we serve? Why do we need to serve? In this pandemic, you might be thinking, oh, there are so many things going on. I don't have the time to serve. I have so many problems. School is difficult. I don't understand what the teachers are saying to me. Everything is just not going as it should. And you might be thinking to yourself, do I need to serve? I mean, what's the whole point of me serving? But I'm here to tell you that you have the power to affect change. You have the power to do many things. And now is the time for you to shine and for you to show who and what you are made of. And so we'll be looking at power. What is power? When I was asked to be your guest speaker, I thought to myself, what am I going to talk to my key clubbers about? And I said my key clubbers because each and every one of you are my key clubbers. As a former key clubber myself, I am a proud product of NSA Kiwanis Club, North St. Andrew Kiwanis Club, shout out to them. They were very instrumental in instilling certain things in me that I carry forth today in my day-to-day life, in my work. The person who I am, and everybody would say, oh, you're very bougie, you're very this. I'm like, yeah, I'm a product of Key Club, I'm a product of St. Andrew High School. And all of this is because I was a part of Key Club. And I realized when I was putting myself together that we all have one thing in common, and that is power. And we're going to look at the word power and how it will help us to be motivated to serve in this pandemic. So we'll look at the word P in power, and it stands for people. Guys, Kiwanis allows you to meet so many persons from so many different countries. I remember when I left Jamaica at age 19, a young key clubber going to Wisconsin to do my bachelor's degree. And the first thing I did when I went to Wisconsin was to find a Kiwanis club. And I found myself in a Kiwanis club because what? I knew that once I found a Kiwanis club, I would find people who are like-minded like myself, who will take care of me and who would allow me to serve. As a member of Key Club, you meet so many persons from so many different backgrounds who are able to help shape and mold your lives, to influence who you are. So one of the greatest things about serving in our organization is the diversity of persons we meet on a day-to-day basis. And as such, the people in our organization makes Key Club and serving in Key Club a very wonderful experience. The O in power stands for organization. Now, Key Club follows Robert Rules of Order, and we are very organized in how we do things, which means we are organized in how we plan our projects. We are organized in how we plan our fundraisers. We're organized in just about everything we do. And one of the things that I learned from Key Club is how to run an effective meeting. So as I became an adult, and I started hosting meetings and I started going to meetings, I was able to be comfortable in my growth because I was already exposed through Key Club. So Key Club allows us that exposure from very early so that we become leaders within our organization and we can run our organization effectively. So Key Club provides that structure for us at a very early age so that we can work together, which brings me to the W in power. Believe it or not, Key Club is a lot of work. And I would say to my Key Clubbers at Cornwall College every year, we need to do 75 projects for the year, at least. That's the minimum. How are we going to do that? And so with being a part of Key Club, you do a lot of work. But guess what? Work here does not mean burdensome work. Work here means that I'm able to manage my time. I am able to manage how I do my schoolwork. I am able to manage how I can help others in the community. Now, guys, we might be thinking, oh, can't bother, you know. I have so much things to do. I never eat no dinner last night. I never do this or I never do that. But guess what? Being a part of Key Club allows you to do so many projects, so many things that help you to understand that your situation might not be as dire as you think. Your situation where your parents don't allow you to go to this party or that party, or my situation where, boy, I want a new kickers and I didn't get that, no. the work that we put in to Key Club into service allows us to see that there's a student who has no light at home and who don't know where their meal is coming from, but they're still pressing on. It allows you to visit an old lady who has not seen her children for the last 20, 30 years and just needs somebody to sit down and talk to, okay? It allows us to sit with a student who is preparing for GSAT and help them, now PEP, to understand something that they didn't understand. It allows us to give a scholarship to a student at our very own institution to come to school, to get lunch money, to pay for exam. These are some of the projects that you guys are a part of, that Key Club is a part of. And the work that we put in manifests itself later on because we're able to effect change in others. So being a part of our service organization, it's not just about meeting people, it's not just about having parties, but it's all about the work. And what makes Key Club different, I've always, at Cornwall, there's a nice little rivalry going on between Key Club and Rotary. And one of the things we talk about is Key Club is better because of the amount of work we do. Rotary is about profiling, Key Club is about work. And so over the years, we have joined and partnered with Rotary to do more projects within our school because the work that we do let us stand out. It helps us to build character. It helps us to be at the forefront. Anything the principal wants done in the school, he comes and say, okay, Miss Rooms, can you get the Key Clubbers to do this and that for me? Because what? He knows at the end of the day, it will be done and it will be done at a very high standard because Key Club and our service club is known for the work and the quality of work we do. Our E in power is energy. Key Clubbers, we have a lot of energy. And when we give service that is worthwhile in the community, it energizes us to go out there and do more. It energizes us to achieve more. And so I want to ask you all to think about the energy you bring. Think about when 5 or 6 Key Clubbers are at a location, the energy, the vibes, the positiveness, and that transcends to who we are working with. Our energy makes us who we are. And a part of serving in a pandemic, if you notice, a lot of persons are suffering from depression. A lot of our Key Clubbers or a lot of our classmates are all alone at home and they don't have anybody to reach out to. But in the midst of all the darkness and the gloom, Key Club stands as a beacon for service. Key Club stands as a beacon for energy. So when we get out there and we're doing our projects, even if it means calling somebody and saying, hey, how are you? Are you okay? Do you need some credit? Did you watch this movie last night? Just being there for someone provides them with that energy that they need to move on, that needs to get through the day. And so Key Clubbers, being a part of this organization, allows you to pass that energy on to someone else. And the last thing I'd like to talk about is reward. And that word is spelled incorrectly. The reward that we get from working in service, it is both intrinsic as well as it is extrinsic. Intrinsically, because we have helped somebody who needs to be helped. there are so many things that I can tell you that I have received as reward from working in Key Club. And I think none more than last Thursday, I was a part of the Kiwanis Club of Montego Bay's K-Family Night meeting, and I sat and I heard my former Key Club Vice President, my former international trustee, Mr. Rashid Hall, give his presentation. And it was just goosebumps because I remember Rashid as a Key Clubber. I remember the disappointment we suffered when he ran for governor and didn't get it. And we said, okay, Rashid, we're not going to let that stop us. We're going to run for international trustee. And he ran and he got it. My reward for working with Key Club is that I see my students progress. I see where my students have gone on, and it makes me very proud. When I was a Key Clubber, when I used to do my projects at Wortley Girls Home and the National Children's Home, we would see the difference in how the children behave. They wanted us to be there. And so the reward we get from working in Key Club cannot be bought with money. It is something that is within us. And Zone Coordinator Stefan Ramper, we served together as Key Clubbers, and we were LGs together, and we are back in the organization, not because of money, because DA Christopher will tell you we spend more than what we don't get anything and we spend a lot, but that intrinsical feeling to see that our students have achieved, that our students have grown and is giving back to the community. It is important that we learn that our civic duty is not only to go out there and make money and to drive a big car and to live in a big house, but that we are all our brother's keeper. And in doing good deeds, in helping each other, we are rewarded with a better society, with a better living condition, with a better quality of life, because our reward is not monetary, but our reward is seeing that we help others to achieve their goals, that we help others to work. And so, in closing, the power of one, the power of working in Key Club, the power of being a part of Key Club allows us to achieve different goals and ideas. It allows us to go out there and to do the impossible that we might not think. When we look at 1 year St. Andrew High School, wrote for funding for a canteen and help refurbish their canteen. They didn't know that they could do that, but they did and were able to achieve. By being a part of Key Club, we're able to grow. We grow both spiritually, we grow both mentally, and we grow as individuals. Key Club has helped us to be mature. Key Club has given us a level of responsibility that others will look at you and say, oh my goodness, he's a leader, he's a role model. How can I be like that person? And it's through your involvement with Key Club. Key Club allows you to improve. And believe you me, if you didn't know how to talk, Key Club allows you to speak. Key Club allows you to be speakers out there. It allows you to improve on your planning skills. It allows you to improve on your budgeting skills. It allows you to improve on being who you are. And finally, Key Club allows you to effect change. Change in your community, change in your environment, change in how we do what we do, where we do. And so Key Clubbers, I'm going to ask you to go out there, to be the change, to be the power of one who will go out there and make a difference in this pandemic. There are so many things that are going wrong, but Key Club and your involvement will make it right. Through Key Club, you are able to help others to see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and your energy provides that light for them to shine on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Rooms. I loved your message. I'm not going to tell any lies. I was riveted to my spot the whole time you were talking. I absolutely loved it. And I know that our key clubbers were listening as well, and I know that they appreciate it. So thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. Manala, I just have my speechless. I love it. All right, so just a little add in to the program today. So I saw that the district administrator for Circle K Caribbean is in the house, Mr. Leo Williams, and I would just like to invite him to give us his greetings, just tell everybody hi, good morning. So if you could just do that, I would appreciate it so very much. I hope he's hearing me, hopefully, because I do see him in the meeting, the district administrator for Circle K Caribbean. Okay, I mean, probably he's not hearing me, probably he's away from the phone. Oh, he's here?
LG Bobian, while we wait on DA Leo to give his greetings, we could also ask LG Rosie Henry from Kiwanis Division 23 Central to give her greetings.
Thank you so much, beautiful. I just love how you're moving with my program, so smooth. Lieutenant Governor Rosie Henry, if you could just bring us some greetings, we would appreciate it so very much. I already saw that you greeted us in the chat, but we want to hear.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I didn't realize I would have the opportunity to do so this morning, so I dropped it in the chat. I really wanted, I'm always so excited to be among the SLB members. It is always so good to be here. It's just, I love the vibes and the energy you bring to it, and the presentation a while ago. Oh my gosh, that was so good. So I know you're going to have a good day. I know it's going to be a lot of learning, and I also know it's going to be fun. So I'm going to be here for as long as I can, and I know I'm going to enjoy every moment as well as I'm going to learn. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you for allowing me to speak as well too. And I look forward to the rest of the session. Thank you.
Thank you. See there, and you send message in a chat. Who wanted to hear your wonderful voice?
Thank you, LG. Thank you.
Love that. Thank you so much. All right. If District Administrator Leo, is hearing me right now, just gonna wait a few seconds to see if he could bring his greetings. I really don't think he's able to at this moment, but we will of course get back to him because we want to hear his voice as well. So thank you so much again. So at this moment, we're at the main dish. Yeah, the main dish of our whole training conference, the training part. So at this time, I'm going to ask District Bulletin Editor Amelia to just lead us into that.
Good morning, everyone. So for the actual training part of today's training, I'll be opening the breakout rooms. So there are 7 breakout rooms for the 7 groups of positions. So there will be presidents and vice presidents, secretaries and treasurers, bulletin editors and webmasters, directors, chairmen, key club members, and faculty and Kiwani advisors. You'll be able to join it yourself. So at the bottom of your screen, if you're on a computer, laptop, or desktop, you'll see like 4 squares and it says breakout room. So you click that and you choose what you're supposed to enter, you click join, and on your phone, the same icon should be there. It's 4 squares. You click that, select the select the room you're supposed to go to and you join. So I'm going to open the rooms now. On your phone, if you're on a phone and you're not seeing it, there might be 3 dots at the bottom. So you click that and then you look for the same 4 square icon. That will be the breakout rooms. And then again, you choose one you're supposed to, okay, there you go. Many of you still haven't joined, please.
Amelia, where you're sending me now? Faculty advisors?
Yes, just join the faculty advisors breakout room.
Trying to find where I go, but I'm not seeing it.
The breakout room icon is right at the bottom of your screen. It should be the 3rd icon from the left, from the right, actually.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me go join.
Guys, really all of you need to be in one. I can't really just leave you here, and I need to go to the bulletin editor one. If you're here as a Kiwanian, you're not necessarily a faculty advisor or a Kiwani advisor, you can still go to that meeting. I don't see anyone in the chairman room. Also, there is a members room. So if you don't have any position, you should go to the members room or go to the room for the position you want to get. You know, like I said earlier, the nomination period for district positions is open. So maybe you're interested in that.
What are the rooms do you have, DBE?
Repeat, please.
What are the rooms that you have?
There's presidents and vice presidents, secretaries and treasurers, bulletin editors and webmasters, directors, chairmen, key club members, and Kiwanians and faculty advisors.
Which room is that one? Because when I clicked below
very last
breakout
one.
rooms, all I'm seeing vice president.
Yeah, you have to scroll down because it's the last one.
Excuse me, are the breakout rooms on Zoom or on the
They're on Zoom. they're right here at the bottom of your screen. You'll see the breakout room icon.
Okay, because when I pressed it to join, it just carried me back to my home page and it didn't bring me anywhere.
Did you click like, okay, which room are you trying to go to and who's speaking?
You're speaking to Gabrielle. I'm from Eltham High School and I'm the president of our Key Club.
Gabrielle Daly?
Yes.
Okay, I assigned you to the president's room. LTG's lieutenant governor, correct? I'd say the lieutenant governors go to presidents and vice presidents because I think the roles are similar. There's still quite a few of you left, and I don't feel like I should just like leave. Guys, if you're having problems, just like say it in the chat or unmute. If you're having problems with your device, I can just assign you to the room. Pardon. Quite a few of you here left. If you didn't hear what I said before, I'll repeat. There are 7 breakout rooms for the 7 groups of positions. There is presidents and vice presidents, secretaries and treasurers, bulletin editors and webmasters, directors, chairmen, key club members, and faculty advisors and Kiwanians. So you go to the breakout room icon at the bottom of your screen. So if you're on a laptop or desktop, you'll see 4 icons at the bottom of your screen. Sorry, 4 squares at the bottom of your screen. That's the breakout room icon. You click that and you scroll down and join the meeting you're supposed to be a part of. And if you are on a phone or tablet, so a mobile device, you should see the same 4 squares at the bottom of your screen, or there will be 3 dots, 3 vertical dots. That's your settings icon. You go to that, then you click the breakout room icon. And you do the same thing, you scroll down for the meeting you want to be a part of, or you should be a part of. If you are a lieutenant governor and you're not assigned anywhere, you should go to the president's one, or you can actually really go to anyone. Maybe you're interested in a new position for next year. All right, so Bobby, I will be in charge now of hopefully getting you guys to go to your rooms. I have to go to the bulletin and so on now.
Left.
Okay, we'll try that.
I just came in, so Sisha, what you click the green, the share screen icon.
Yeah.
You choose the tab you want to share, and then you click share sound at the bottom left.
I'm not seeing a share sound option.
Oh wait, are you on a Mac?
No.
I don't know then.
Do you have my Webmaster's video?
It should be on YouTube. So, oh, yeah, it's the same video for both of them.
Okay.
So I can share that.
Okay.
Oh shoot, where? Give me a second. Apparently I closed the tab. Okay, so remind. So this is the Bulletin editor and Webmaster session. So you'll be learning about like what are your roles as either of those. A lot of the roles overlap because the Bulletin editor and Webmaster of a club or district work very closely together. So I just suggest paying attention regardless of like who's talking. But also if you're interested in another position, maybe for next year, I'd say, why is this doing this? You can still apply. I can send you the forms if you give me your email address, the form for whichever position you want to apply for. The deadline is December 13th. Okay, I have the video now, great.
Hello everyone, my name is Amita Campbell. I am your district bulletin editor, and today I will be conducting the bulletin editor training as well as helping with the webmaster training.
Hey everyone, I'm Citra Sananan and I'm the Lieutenant Governor of Division 3. In this video, we'll be talking about the webmaster.
So I attend Campion College, that's in Division 2, and my second year as district bulletin editor. I served last year as well. So let us get into the roles and responsibilities of being the bulletin editor. So what is an editor? An editor has, I would say 3 main areas of expertise within the board. They create the club's monthly bulletin and send articles to myself, the bulletin editor for the district. I will have the email address for that you guys will send these articles to, and I'll explain more about that later. They create engaging graphics as well as managing their social media. So these two things, creating graphics and social media, go with each other. So they create graphics and they share them, whether that's on Instagram or WhatsApp or through email.
The Webmasters are part of the executive body and a very crucial part to Key Club. They're responsible for maintaining the public image of their club. They create and update social media pages and websites. They make sure everything is functional, user-friendly, and visually pleasing.
What are the steps to creating a good bulletin? So even before you start thinking about designing your newsletter, you should have an idea of what information you're going to put in there, and you have to start gathering that information well before it comes time to actually designing it. Then you have to design your newsletter, and then you must distribute it. So gathering information, as I expressed, you should really strive to gather information throughout the month before it comes to the end of the month when you need to actually create the bulletin. And the bulletins are due the 5th of every month. So right now it is October, so the October bulletin will be due November 5th, for example. So anyway, gathering information. Keep a record of all your club's events. If you can't, if you miss a day, miss a event, just ask your secretaries, because they should also be doing this, so no stress. You have to ensure that you're either taking pictures or you get pictures from someone else. So I know it's online, but still, if you're having an interclubbing, take screenshots, ask everyone to pause for a second, turn on their cameras, and take a nice screenshot of your club members and the other clubs, something like that. Plan the order in which you will be placing articles. So as I expressed, you have to actually plan your bulletins. So I send out a rubric nearing the end of each month of what the district is looking for to be in your bulletins. Mostly the same stuff. A few things might change, whether that's the Kiwanis activity we want you guys to talk about, or a district event that we really want everyone to push. But generally it's the same idea. We want you to talk about the events you did. We want you to share what you did on social media. We want you to talk about any Kiwanis interclubbing or Kiwanis event your club attended. We want you to have a key cover of the month, a message from your board, stuff like that. So you have to think about the order you're putting these articles in while you're gathering the information for them. And that helps give you an idea of just how much work you have to do. It can be very stressful leaving to actually have it planned beforehand. So articles can be written by anyone in your club. So obviously you will be writing articles, but this can be very overwhelming. So keep in mind you can ask other members of your key club to help you. So for example, even me on the district board, I asked other board members, I've asked club members to write, I've asked club members to create stuff. And this also helps more people get involved with the activities of your club. Key Club International has a good idea has expressed what they want to see in a bulletin as well. So I will just list what they have. So designing your newsletter now comes to the fun part. So there are various elements in designing the newsletter or any graphic, honestly, this applies to. So you have to think about the aesthetic appeal, and this has a lot to do with the colors you choose. So Key Club International has in their brand guide the colors that are Key Club colors, right? So there's the specific shade of blue, specific yellow, specific gold, and a few others like green, orange, and blue and pink. But they have like that specific hex code. So check out the brand guide to find those that will be found in our Google Classroom. That can be found on our Google Classroom and their website. So when it comes to choosing your colors, please avoid make using colors that clash or are hard to read. So think about how it feels for your eyes to be looking at the page. Is it too much color? Is it overwhelming? Can you even see the words on the page properly? All of that has to do with the aesthetic appeal of it. Because if it's hard to read, if persons find it difficult to look at, they won't read it, and that's the truth. You can have something very, very informative, but if it's hard to read, it doesn't make any sense. Dimensions of your newsletter should either be A4 size, which is 3508 by 2480 pixels, or letter size, which is 563 by 750 pixels. You can also find this information online and on the screen. Other elements of designing are pictures, shapes, lines, repetition, and using the Key Club resource elements. So pictures, very, very important. I said this before, when you're having an event, take screenshots. If you're having an in-person event, take pictures. You want to talk about an event that was last year and compare it to this year, find pictures from last year and put them in. You need pictures because people love seeing other people. People love having something to look at that aren't just words. So you need to have pictures to make your bulletin or graphic engaging. So shapes, lines, and repetitions are generally the same thing. So this is in case the pictures don't take up enough of the space on your graphic or on your page. You can, if you're using Canva especially, you can just type in circle or square or dotted line or something like that and put them in various patterns to take up the space around it. I have an example of what I mean because I feel this can be very vague, but it's essentially using other graphic elements to make your poster or whatever engaging. And that's like also goes for the Key Club resource elements. So I have a few examples on the page. There are way more on the Key Club website, like tons of them, tons of different colors too, but these are just 4 and it's 4 I use a lot. So examples of the varying elements. So I mentioned that the shapes, lines, and repetitions, that's the one in the middle. So you have first meeting of the year. That's the big, that's the important thing for this graphic. And there wasn't really any pictures we could put in, so I opted to use circles, something that looks like a plus sign, lines, and such to take up the rest of the space around the words, so that it wasn't just blank space. Oh, I didn't mention this before, but everything you create for Key Club needs to have the Key Club International logo on it. And if your school has a logo, put that too. Not only is this like mandatory, it also helps to give it a more professional feel and highlight that this is associated with Key Club International. Another example of what I was talking about, in the beach cleanup poster I have on this side, I think, just a design tip, right? I have to give you, when it comes to aesthetic appeal, think about the event that you are advertising. Think about the season this event is taking place in. For bulletins, think about the month this is coming out. What do we usually associate with this month? For example, if it's February bulletin, we associate February with Valentine's and love and stuff. So you could choose a pink theme. You could have more hearts and stuff around the page. This is just helping you have ideas of how to fill up the space around your graphic. So for beach cleanup, what do we think of? We think of the beach, we think of palm trees, we think of pollution. So I incorporated that into the poster. Another example of this was from the Campion College bulletin, where this is either the November or the December bulletin, and that is around like winter time. I know there's no winter in Jamaica, but you know, you still have that idea of the light blues and the snowflakes coming out on this page. Oh, also another design tip when it comes to pictures, especially if you're using Canva or Adobe or something, you can make the pictures more organic shapes, so it's not just a square on the page. You know, this makes it more dynamic and fun to look at. So even though I'm here, giving you such great advice, there is so much more help out there on the internet when it comes to learning to use different programs, because I know many of you are probably, this is the first time you're doing anything like this, and you probably don't even know which sites or applications to use to help you. So here are some more tips. You could use Canva, ridiculously easy. I can't even overstate how easy Canva is to use, because not only do they give you templates, there is the Canva for Beginners YouTube videos that you can use to learn even more about how to use Canva to create your own designs, not just templates. Canva is also free to use, and it's online. It checks every box. You can also apply. You can also go to the Canva Design School. That's on their website. The link is right there. And this PowerPoint will be available in the Google Classroom. Don't worry. You can create your bulletins or graphics using Word. Word isn't that great for graphics. I'm going to tell you from now. But if you have the passion and the time and patience, you can make some really great things just using Word. Same thing goes for Microsoft Publisher. Microsoft Publisher is also quite good. There's the Beginner's Guide to Microsoft Publisher YouTube series right here, and you can create newsletters as well with Publisher. Again, link right here. And this isn't exactly for creating bulletins, but look into using the entire extent of Google Suite. So Google provides you with Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Drives, a lot of things, Google Calendar, Google To-Do List. They have everything. So there is really no excuse to not be organized when you have this readily available, all these readily available sites online. So you don't have to download anything, you just need Wi-Fi. And so with Google Docs, you can use that to write your articles before you start creating your newsletter. You can use Google Sheets to, I don't know what to use Google Sheets for as a bulletin editor, but I use Google Sheets a lot for schoolwork and stuff, so I guess that's just helpful day-to-day things. Google Forms, you want to conduct a survey within your club to find out what people want to do for a service next month. Google Forms. Google Drive. Personally, I have very limited space on my laptop, so using Google Drive, lifesaver. You just put all your newsletters, all your Key Club resources there, and you have somewhere where you can access them every time you need to use them. And Google Calendar, again, for recording upcoming events and events that you went to and the time it took place. Google Calendar is very good for that. And Gmail, we all use Gmail because we go to school. And when it comes to distributing now, final stage of the bulletin, you have completed your bulletin. You must now convert it to a PDF and then send it to someone, not me, send it to someone you trust, maybe not a board member, maybe a friend, to review it, and they're just checking for errors and making sure everything in your bulletin makes sense. And then when all is said and done, when you've corrected it and feel like you've done a great job, you send it to myself using kcjabulletin@gmail.com, as well as sending it to the Webmaster's email, webmaster.kc.jamaica@gmail.com, along with a monthly report. The monthly report, I cannot stress how many persons never send a monthly report. Please send a monthly report. You are part of the board, the club board, and you are supposed to do a monthly report. So the monthly report for the bulletin, for bulletin editor, is extremely easy, I promise you. All you're doing is saying month. So let's say we're doing the November monthly report. In November 5th, 2021, by Amelia Campbell of Campion College. And then I say, during the month of November, we conducted many services related to Key Club Week, as well as a fundraiser for premature babies. I don't know. You give a little preface like that, and then after that you list number 1, number 2, number 3, each of the graphics, including the newsletter that you have created. So for the newsletter, you say this is the newsletter for your club. If it has a special name, you say a special name. Like for example, Hampton's newsletter is called, I'll just show it on the screen because I don't really remember right now. And then you say that, and you give a summary of the things that are in it. So you talk about, oh, we have key club week events, like we had a talent show, we did an intercovering with X, Y, and Z, we donated to to these people, we showed that appreciation for our faculty advisor, stuff like that. And then for something simple like a postal, maybe for a fundraiser. So let's say you have a fundraiser, you have a bake sale called Treats for Tots. You say we created a poster advertising our Treats for Tots fundraiser, which was on X, Y, and Z date, and yeah, just describe it like saying, oh, it has a blue background, it has pictures of cookies, stuff like that. You're just giving a summary of what you're seeing on your graphic. And now to have done your report, we must now publish your newsletter. So sending to me isn't publishing it. Publishing it is sending it to your club members. So whether you choose to do that through email or WhatsApp, or you feel really, really convicted, Issue. Issue is a website that allows you to upload magazines, newsletters, the like, to the internet, and you can just share a link to it. I use Issue for the district. You can find the link to it on our page, and I'll probably put it here if I can. So Issue is good for having just all your newsletters in one place online that everyone else can access it. But for a club, I would recommend sending it out through WhatsApp or email. So I mentioned that a part of your duties is sending articles to the district bulletin editor. Right now, that's me. You have articles in your newsletter, and as I said, throughout the month leading up to them, you are writing these articles and compiling the events that you want to put in your newsletter. You should also send these articles to me, especially if it's about a service your club has done. So your club had a beach cleanup, send pictures, write an article about it, and send it to me before your actual newsletter. That way I can put it in the Jamaica Key, that is the district's newsletter. So the district's newsletter includes pretty standard stuff, honestly. Articles from divisional officers, articles from club editors, that's where you guys come in, that's what I just mentioned, district announcements, etc. So as I mentioned, the articles that you would send in are about a meeting, event, or service, or special activity. Pictures and descriptions of activity must be included. You should do this once a month, about once a month, and it's just a page in our bulletin and your bulletin. This way, like, people get an idea of what our district is doing through the bulletin, and you also get like more attention to your club. So it's a win-win situation. And you send this again to kcjabulletin@gmail.com. This is an example of how a club article looks in the district newsletter. Again, at Key Club Jamaica on Instagram, at Key Club JA, on Facebook and Twitter. Now, social media management. We're almost at the end. So this is the last area of your duties, and this is the part that really ties in the idea of the bulletin editor and webmaster working together as one. So we use social media to advertise your events and the newsletter. Okay, this is how you notify the club about your activities. If you have your club page, you need to keep them active, and we're going to give you some ideas on how to do that. And please create simple, good looking content for your Instagrams and such, because that makes people want to follow you even if they're not in your club. So advertising events and newsletters. So there is a Key Club Jamaica Linktree. Linktree is just a application that allows you to share various links on the same page. This is an example of what it looks like, and I will show an example of what the district one looks like. So you have all the important links related to the district. So maybe a link to our website, a link to our YouTube, a link to our Twitter, a link to a form we want you to fill out, a link to a meeting that's coming up, a link to our registration for, I don't know, Decon. All of that would be in our link tree, so you have all your links in one place. It's very helpful. So if your club wants to do something like that, I would recommend it absolutely. We encourage reposting as long as you give credit to the other accounts you're taking it from. We recommend that you create posters for your meetings and services. This way you have something to post, and that also boosts engagement and again gets more people to follow you. And if you have any event, if you tag Key Club Jamaica, especially seeing how Key Club Week is coming up, tag Key Club Jamaica and we will share it on our page, on our story as well. Now for frequent activity, I mentioned about frequent activity before. It's fine. Ensuring that your page has a lot of engagement as much as it can. So Instagram, if you make your club's page a business page, this is Instagram specifically, if you make it a business page, you'll be able to look at the insights. And the insights, if you scroll down to followers, scroll down to the bottom of that, there will be the most active times by day and hour. So you look through that and you see that, on Fridays at 6 p.m. is a time when we have the most activity on our page. Therefore, if we're going to do once a week post, I should try and post it on Friday. Logical, right? So that's the idea. Post at a time when most people that follow you are already online. So you can honestly go back to when I was talking about designing your newsletter and design elements, because that applies here very much. So create content that is simple, especially for Instagram. Instagram has this aesthetic where it doesn't like too much clutter on the page, so you have to try and keep your designs absolutely clean and easy to read. These are some examples. Also, any design for Instagram, please do it in 2000 by 2000. That just makes it easier to post, or 4:5 ratio if it's a video. Not a video, a poster or a video. 4:5 ratio or 1:1. If it's a video, 16:9. Any questions? Any questions, you can email KCJA Bulletin at gmail.com. You can message our Instagram at Key Club Jamaica. And you can comment in the Google Classroom. Thank you.
Well, that everyone was the video. The bulk of the information you would need to carry out your role effectively. So if there aren't any questions, you can unmute and ask your question, or you can type them in the chat, or you can even send it privately to me, like on Zoom. Let me send the link to the video in the chat.
And you can go watch our other YouTube videos while you're at it.
So true. You should like all of them, actually.
And subscribe.
Yeah. So yeah, I was saying, if there aren't any questions, I can show you an example of a bulletin made by a bulletin editor from last year. I think this is the one I'm thinking about. Yeah, I think this is the one. All right. All right, so this is Mount Alvernia's. It's made by Alia. It was made by Alia Forbes, and I don't know how to pronounce it. Diana Smith, I think. So on like your cover, you have the name of your newsletter. Most schools' name of your newsletter is their school's name, Key Club newsletter. Other schools, like I believe Hampton, have like a special name for it. Like I think Hampton's always Floriet. Hampton, it like has to do with like their school or something. So that's something you can also do if your school has never had a newsletter. So you also have the date. You have the date it's published on it. I think that's what I want to say. That you have the date it was published on it, and I would say you're supposed to have something on it indicating the month it's for. So in a perfect world, this would actually say November 5th, 2020 issue, but this is for October 2020 because every bulletin is due the 5th of the month after that you're talking about. So yeah, you have the table of contents, pretty standard. Usually the first thing is the letter from the editor. This is a very creative way of doing that. But usually persons just like have like the main text, which will be this, like in the center of the page, and a picture of them, the editor. Oh, in the video, I mentioned that having a theme for your bulletin is very nice. Like you can see that since this was for October is breast cancer awareness. They used a very pink theme. They even included hearts and stuff. So that's more ideas for what you can do for yours. It's November. Your next bulletin is due December 5th. And November is Premature Awareness Month. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the word for it. And the color for that is purple. Yeah, so we have the messages from the different club officers. You don't have to have like an individual message every month. You can have like a big text that's like on behalf of the entire board, if that's like easier for you to do if your club officers aren't exactly responding. Then you have your month recap. Month recaps aren't usually done like this. Usually you go based on the events you have, like you actually talk about the events. So like, let's say you had a fundraiser and you had an interclubbing, that'll be in your month recap. You talk about the fundraiser first, then you talk about the interclubbing. But this is also another way you can do it, just like summarize the entire month, talking about your meetings, services, everything. And then you talk about what you've done on social media, because usually for most persons, what they do on social media is the exact same as their month recap, but that's not always true. So that's why we have a different section for it. This is a very cool fun segment. In a fun segment, you could have a comic, you could have a little game, you could have some key club trivia, just be creative with it. Oh yeah, so this is October, so key club was coming up. You know, talk about your council meetings, COVID tips. Yeah, so a part of our rubric, especially since the pandemic, is having a COVID section. So you can like give, what's the word? Updates about COVID. You could give tips on like stuff you should do to like protect yourself. There's another thing, but like it has just be COVID related, right? Again, it's breast cancer month, so it makes sense to have a breast cancer segment. This is a very pretty one, I must say. And yeah, you have your key club member of the month. That's like one of the last things in every bulletin. So you, as part of the board, have the board decide which member has been particularly outstanding, like they've been to a lot of meetings, they've been to every project, stuff like that. They're very active in the club for that month, yeah. So you don't necessarily have to have a page that has the pledge, aims and objectives, and the motto. You just have to have it somewhere in the bulletin. So even like just on the first page, you have caring our way of life, that counts. And your contact page, and that's it. This one is 15 pages. I was the club bulletin editor for Campion 2 years ago, and I thought 15 pages was like a lot, but like now I do the one for the district board, and it's like 40 pages every time. So I'm very thankful for this. Now, yeah, so I think that's it. If you guys don't have any more questions, all of you are in the group chat, then you can return to the main meeting. Thank you for coming and listening. I hope you learned a lot. Oh shoot.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, if you're a webmaster, you can ask questions. I will also try to answer.
And remember that this is on our YouTube video, so you can, our YouTube channel, so you can always go and watch the video back.
Mm-hmm. If you're handing over your position to someone else, you should give their number if they're not here. Actually, ask them first before you give out their number. That's the nice thing to do. So, what the software used to create the video or the newsletter? Canva. What's my description? No problem. Yeah, so guys, the session's over if you do have any questions. So you can return to the main meeting. The icon should be in the bottom left, right of your screen.